Now, there's a fresh twist in the leadership tussle for the throne of the influential Emir of Kano. The appeals court in Abuja has suspended the enforcement of its own ruling in January, which upheld the repeal of the 2019 Emirate Council law by the Kano state government. It means, in effect, that the steps towards the reinstatement of Sanusi Lamido Sanusi as Emir of Kano have been suspended, at least until a final verdict is reached by the Supreme Court. Although it's not entirely clear, it does suggest that Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero and all the other emirs of Kano still have a strong legal claim to their thrones. But it also means that once again, potentially, the sanctity and the prestige of the Kano Emirate are at risk of being eroded.
The most merciful. First, I have to thank the Almighty Allah for giving us this victory. As you are all aware, you are all in court. You have heard the ruling of this honorable court. From today, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, as at today, and all the other emirs remain the legitimate emirs of Kano, Rano, and all the other emirs in Kano. And I will expect the Inspector General of Police, the DGSS, and all other security agents to respect this ruling of this honorable court. Because what they are saying is they should maintain status quo ante, which, as you know, the last time we came here, this court struck out that decision of the Federal High Court, which says that we should maintain status quo ante. So I'm happy to say, I'm glad, and we thank the Almighty Allah for giving us this victory for now, pending the determination of this suit before the Supreme Court. So now, Lamido Sanusi should stop parading himself as the Emir of Kano. And once he does that, of course we'll come back to court, issue him a 448, and I'm sure he knows the consequence of that action. So it must be strictly abided by this.
Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the man you saw in that video, Alhaji Aminu Baba Danagundi, the Sarkin Dawaki Baba of the Kano Emirate, who filed the application that led to today's appeals court ruling. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Are you a bit of a spoiler then?
I'm not.
So what are you?
Well, as you know, I'm in court. I was the one who instituted the case.
Indeed.
In the first place.
That's why I'm asking you if you're a spoiler.
I don't know what that means, but I'm not, like I told you. I instituted this case on my fundamental right. That is before Kano High Court. I got an order restraining the Kano state government, the House of Assembly, from enforcing the repeal law, which in that law, they sack all the emirs that were created before them. So the Federal High Court judge, in his own wisdom, gave us an order to maintain status quo ante. Immediately, I heard that they refused that law on that day. The governor was aware. He went ahead and appointed an emir. I was thinking that the governor should abide by that court rule.
Well, he didn't appoint an emir, he reinstated the emir.
Well, not reinstatement, because he was sacked. He was found wanting before. He was issued query. Due process was followed to remove him, and he was removed. So whether you call him reinstatement or whatever it is, the court has restricted the state government from that act, because the court says maintain status quo ante.
Yeah, but there are questions that are raised about what the status quo is, because already legal eagles are starting to go through that court decision. I mean, does it depend on who you ask, as with many things that involve the courts in this country?
I went to court when they refused the law, asking the court that this is what is happening, and my right, I have a right, because that law, I was appointed under that law, and all the other emirs, some of them,
Right.
At least the 4 of them.
So you were a victim of that
I'm a
law.
victim.
Yeah.
So when I went to court on fundamental rights, the court, in its ruling,
Right.
say maintain status quo. Don't go beyond what is there.
So you're back in as the Sarkin Dawaki Baban of the Kano Emirate.
I am back as the Sarkin Dawaki of Kano and all other emirs also, because I represented all the other emirs in the suits.
Right. Could it mean that at the moment there really is no emir in Kano?
No, there is an emir now because of this court.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that because it's still being interpreted.
No, there is no interpretation now. There can't be any interpretation now. This is the judgment of the Court of Appeal today. What they were saying is, were 2 prayers. The first prayer was to stop the implementation of that ruling of the the Court of Appeal. The second prayer is mandatory, restraining the state government, the emir of Kano, from parading himself as the emir of Kano. It's very, very clear.
So everything goes to the Supreme Court.
Status quo ante ballum.
Right.
And every lawyer knows what ante ballum is.
So it goes to the Supreme Court now, does it?
Yes, I have appealed against this judgment, I mean the former judgment, to the Supreme Court. That's why I ask the court now to restrain the Kano state government from implementing that Court of Appeal judgment. That was the first prayer. And the second prayer was to restrict the Emir of Kano, Sunusi, from parading himself as the Emir of Kano until the final determination of the suit before the Supreme Court.
Right.
That's what it means. It's very simple and very easy.
Sure. So you are...
And I'm sure you know that if for any other reason they refuse to do that, I would go back to court for contempt.
Right. So you are celebrating some kind of a victory.
All the Kano people are celebrating.
Well, not all the Kano people, but your people are celebrating, even if it is a kind of Pyrrhic victory.
80% of Kano people are celebrating because I'm aware, I know what is happening in Kano.
That's a fairly ambitious number, isn't it?
I think so, it is.
Well, you concede that it is an ambitious number,
well,
80%.
If that's what you think, because I know, I know that the emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, is the emir that the Kano peoples want.
Well, you come across to me as a very intelligent person, and I'm not trying to be patronizing. I'm trying to be complimentary.
Thank you.
You come across as intelligent, confident, and clearly a man who has a good understanding of Kano and the impact of all this on Kano. How much do you think the prestige of that Kano Emirate has been eroded by all of this?
Well, it's very unfortunate that what has happened before has happened. What I mean by there is an aim, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Baro, is there and is highly respected. And you can see that even when they reinstate Emir Sunusi, there is no Emir in this country that has gone to Kano to congratulate him. No, not one Emir has gone there to congratulate him. When Aminu Ado Bayero was installed as the Emir of Kano, I can't remember the number of emirs that were in Kano to celebrate with us. It's on record, and everybody knows. So you can see that, of course, it's very unfortunate. A governor can remove an emir when you follow due process, but you cannot just remove an emir just because of repealing a law. In that law, what they did was immediately they first repealed that law and said they have removed the emirs. That is not the responsibility of the State House Assembly. Appointment of an emir is the responsibility of the executive, not the House of Assembly. What they did was, when they repealed the law, they said they had removed all the emirs. That doesn't make sense to me. That's why I challenge the whole action.
Well, your challenge appears to have been successful, even though it's not entirely fair to say that Sanusi Lenumidu Sanusi is sort of on his own when he was Emir of Kano, because, I mean, we just saw pictures today. I'm not sure whether we have them, of him. Yeah, those are the pictures. I mean, that gives you a sense of...
This is Aminu Ado Bayero.
That gives a sense of the...
This is Aminu Ado Bayero, today, Friday. This picture you are seeing today is Aminu Ado Bayero, not Lamido Sunusi. Lamido Sunusi is in South Africa as I'm talking to you today.
Okay, well, you may be right, but the
not
impression,
that I know as
the
a matter...
impression we're given was that
No,
was,
I am telling you as a much as
okay,
as a
that's
fact.
fine. I have no reason to doubt you.
Look, you can see it. Look at him. This
Well,
is...
I mean, we don't have a close-up, so we can't see.
No, you can do it now. You can do it.
No, what I'm saying is that we don't have a
Okay, you
close-up.
can see this is the palace, Nasarawa Palace.
Yeah.
You can see it here.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm not disputing.
This is not in
I'm-
doubt.
I'm not disputing.
So you can see the number of thousands of
I'm
people
not
that are there.
disputing your assertion, but whoever it is clearly commands a big public presence.
God bless you. You are a good man.
Well,
You are a good man.
We're in the
By
business
assessing
of we're in the business of stating facts, and on that note, I want to say thank you very much indeed. And please come and talk to us again when the Supreme Court verdict is imminent or comes through. Alhaji Aminu Baba Danagundi is the Sarakin Dawaki Baba of the Kano Emirate, and he, according to that court judgment, has again been reinstated.
And all the other emirs.
But let's say reinstated for now, until that Supreme Court decision.
And all the other emirs, not only me. All the other emirs. You can see this is the court. You can
Sure.
read the court judgment for people to know. You can explain to them. You can. Is this a public?
No, I'm sure we will be poring over it,
this
but
is-
I want to thank you because I've got to go, and
This is a
I've run out
public
of time.
document. Thank you so much.
Thank you
and
very
God
much
bless
indeed
you.
for
Thank
coming
you.
in. That's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Join us again next week. From me and the entire team here in Abuja, bye-bye, and thank you for watching.